Alright guys, welcome to Autoflow University. Another video here. This time I have here Apple. I just did a quick video on Facebook, Meta, just a couple of hours ago, and this is what I have for Apple. You guys remember how we were trading and waiting for Apple to 130s, 125. I know some of the guys right at the beginning of January, we were able to put some very nice trades, long 125, 130s, and even the 135 once we broke through this pivot. So good things happen to those who wait, and I've been asking everybody to load the boat on Apple for quite a while. Those who know me really well, I've been trading Apple since last year, right on the 130s, loading the boat, have good positions on the portfolio. Now Apple, here it is, back at the 150s, right? Just 2-3 weeks ago, for the month of January, excuse me, going into February, everybody was asking about Apple's 100s, and that Apple was about a stock and that they were going to do really bad in the environment, sales and all of that. Then earnings came up and they weren't that bad, right? Earnings were actually pretty good. And now you see the reaction on the stock. So now we are going back to the 150, and remember the last time we were here on the 155, 160 area was right here back in April last year. Those of you who were trading with me, this good setup from the 160 to the 190s, I mean 180s, excuse me. This was a pretty decent size of demand that we found on the stock on the 160s, and they were taking us to the supply around the 180s. Well, we'll see if this time we're gonna get through that 160 area once again and start to push to the 170 and move away from this 160 to the 180. Now the market, as you guys know, has rallied about 7% already for the month of January and the first 2 days of February. So pretty good, decent start for the year, even though we are still inside this bear market environment. So a lot of breath from the market are telling us that there is enough room maybe for the 4400, 4450 area and SPX, but nonetheless, after such a good move, 7% for the beginning of the year, you might see 2 or 3% retracement on the SPX, potentially including some of the Nasdaq stocks. So if that is to happen, you have to be ready. So if you look at Apple here on the 150, you probably want to wait. If you're not long the stock yet, you might want to wait for the 150s, even the 145s. So that's not a bad place to start your entries. If you look here on the daily, I mean, you can see a very nice defined trend line on your daily, and you start to see some supply right here on the 155. Okay, they are starting to hit that 155 level, and chances are, if we were to retrace, good chances are that we would tag already this 145 right at the bottom of this channel on that trend line, and you can get a very nice entry. Now remember that not long ago we were sitting on this 140 cluster, which was giving us plenty of opportunities. Those of you who were trading directionals or PCS, put credit spreads, there were a couple of guys who threw up a couple of iron condors on Apple, and they played a really good going into earnings. Now that we are here on the 154, what's next? What can the market provide me, like an entry for me to play with the stock? And one of the things that I'm looking forward is, are we going to get through this area of after earnings? Of course, are we going to retest this 143, 144 area and balance here? At the end of the day, what I would love to see from Apple is not to revisit, of course, these 120s, but instead start to balance here above the 140s. This is going to give you plenty of opportunities. Those of you who are in my room and who trade with PCS, you can go ahead and trade the next month. For the month of March, actually, I'm looking at a couple of them here before I started the video, and I was looking at the 145, 140, which is not, so far away from the current prices, and it's paying you around 90 cents already. Okay, it's a 5-point spread. I will try to collect at least $1.30, maybe $1.50 on it. My goal is to collect as much premium as possible on on this particular trade. So I'm gonna save this later on. I'm probably gonna be adding some more. If the stock bounces off the 150s, we see this demand again at the 150s, then you can play with the directional, right? You can play with the weeklies, go directional, start to look for those areas where the market has bounced from. If you look at the weekly, right at the weekly, you see the top of this bar right on the 146 area. If we were to come back to that 146, this will give me a very nice opportunity to execute my PCS. That's probably going to give me about $2, $2.50 on that put credit spreads. If you're playing directional, if you want to catch, or at least catch the retracement, I would just advise you to be very careful. I mean, this is a very good move from earnings on the stock from the 148 to the 156. They were holding really nicely on Friday at 154. They never dropped it. I believe the market over the night so far is going lower just a tiny bit, but we'll see what technology is going to do coming up this week of February. Remember, it is February the 5th. The next week OPEX is on the 17th of February, and this week you have the 10th. When it comes to the weeklies. So you can play with the weeklies if you would like, maybe the 150 puts if you're going directional to the downside, trying to catch some reward on the pullback for the market. The 150 would be the one to look for as a puts, and I believe this could be a stopping point. So far we have seen a very good response even going into earnings and after earnings. Very good response from Apple. So pay attention to the 150, 148. Those of you trading 148s, I will be executing my trades. Let me place an alert before I forget, because the other day I forgot to place an alert right when it's below this 149 bucks. Want to start looking at the put credit spread that I just mentioned to you guys. All right, so I'm gonna have quick videos just like this one, under 5-10 minutes, where I look at a lot of technical analysis based on price auction and based on the activities that we see from stocks to make some money. Let me throw a fib here. I want to see where would that 50% retracement be from after earnings, and right around the 148. If you look, the 618 is right at the 148, so that will make absolutely sense to start putting some positions to work right here. I'm always looking for a small retracement after these big earnings, and that could be a good play coming up. The weekly looks very healthy. You guys recall last year, I mean, Apple was one of the best going into September. It was almost positive when the market was down actually 20+%. Okay, you guys probably remember that. So Apple again healthy coming into 2023. We'll see how it goes. All right. Well, this is all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you in your analysis to make some money here in the markets. If you are not part of the group yet, don't forget you can join. The information is right here in the video. You can join our Discord server. Come back, check us out. I'll be seeing you guys in the trading room. Have fun, enjoy, please trade safe. I'll be seeing you guys later. Bye now.